You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Oh? Of course, Detective. What would you like to know? Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around? Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou.
Technically, the neighboring Ozone and Fas Alamer island groups are archipelagos, while La Caillou, by contrast, is a single fertile landmass.
Okay, if you want to get technical. The point is, we're all on islands here, and sail is still the most expedient way to get from one island to another, especially when you're in a hurry to resolve a strike. I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Revachol industrial harbor.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
You need to make this lady admit she's only riding around on this boat because she's rich. You have the guns and the ammo. Take this Clausen fiend down.
Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Her nonchalance might be related to something called the Wayfarer Act, a law that says she doesn't need a license. Sly Fox, you're not aggressive enough to harass her further on this.
Oh my, the E word. You mean to say that it's a symbol of conspicuous consumption? That I'm a member of the ruling class?
Detective, may I remind you that Mrs. Messier is a professional negotiator?
Then what does that say? Does it say, docking reserved for residents of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A? This old proletarian haunt here? As I said, plenty of people drive boats, of all social strata.
Your synapses flesh.
Okay, it is anti-centennial. I assure you, they drove quite a hard bargain for this space. I am a bourgeois woman, and this is my fast, lightweight, interminably bourgeois boat. Good. I fear I've told you all I know. Is there anything else I can help you with? What we do? I'm afraid...
There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely represent. She nods.
Of course. Of course.
Don't tell her you've met Everard right away.
Of course. Anything to help. I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything. Glad to have been of assistance.
Hello again, officers. Have you come?
I like playing in the dark. Sharpens your nocturnal instinct. There's nothing for you to understand here. It is not her death you are investigating. Absolutely not. She died of pneumonia in her bed at the age of 79. This is highly usual. I was 22 when I returned from King Guillaume's Akira operation in the south and found my sweetheart in the arms of...
The Akira operation was a 7-year campaign, during which suzerain Guillaume's army forcefully united the people in the southeastern part.
I won her back. But while I was dealing with some issues...
You were like a dark cloud sucking the joy out of every living thing around you. Those days and memories are gone.
The old soldier says nothing, but when his glance quickly runs over Gaston's face, there's an odd look in his eyes.
It is such a pleasure to see you again, officer. How...
Fuck does Kuno care? Yeah? Yeah, whatever. The fuck about it? Your test. Get lost, Kuno's Kuno. You already know that slow shit. Kuno thinks you have brain damage or some shit.
Kuno, stop being nice to the pig! Step away!
Ease off, see? Don't be telling Kuno what Kuno can... The fuck do you want with it? Good call, Pigmeister. Kuno doesn't...
see 2, maybe 3 bushes grown into a single thicket over a period of circa 50 years. It takes time for a hedge like that to form. Nothing as before.
What's this weirdo cop doing now?
I think he's trying to find dirt on us.
Wow, no.
Yeah, because they like to sniff around in dirt.
He's just trying to sound clever. This door can the lieutenant gives you a quick.
Yes? What do you want to know? Good.
No response. He just arches. He's having trouble processing it. A moment passes.
What about me? Good. Let's change. Excuse me? You have a distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would surely collide.
A moment passes.
Oh, look. It's the cop. Nope. Don't smoke. Some of the other drivers do, though. There's still a few around, waiting for the jam to disperse. Or waiting for the sweet release of death.
Hey, isn't he like smoking right now? The smell is in the air.
Okay. But this is my last one. And it's a bad habit. You should quit before both of us have lung cancer. Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you?
Right to work! Right to work! Sure. Honest man, we came.
I have a quick...
You think they follow because I'm big?
Lowman, you caught me at an opportune...
It's the ledger you found in the trash. An a bunch of sodden papers say arson, petty theft, spousal abuse. Handwritten logs on dozens of investigations date back. You don't exactly close them. It takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised. Murder. Tum-tum-tum at the hookah parlor. Beaten to death by a throng of Villa Lobos gang members when him and his partner J.M., only initials mentioned, answered a call one night. Joseph Mills was on this case that he just couldn't solve, was doing it solo. Said it was a real nutcracker. Mills didn't get off the pot. Not yet. He kept at it for a couple of weeks more. No, he was awful. Awful sense of humor, too. The worst Okay, so the case is handed to you because Mills isn't getting anywhere, and you look into it. Yeah, no one enters. No, Mills has no idea. Invisible assassin. Movie deal. See? You can't even read the thing without solving it. Yeah. Smoking hookah. Didn't you hear? I don't know. Not much has changed. This door is made of metal and appears to be. No one answers.
We should return tomorrow. Tomorrow at 9 p.m.
No one answers.
We should return tomorrow.
It's getting cold. This late.
Good night, officer. We'll meet in front of the
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see your reflection in it. The expression fixed to your clean-shaven face. Still not happening. It won't come off that easy. The bed is comforting. The bed underneath you is soft, if lumpy. Waves wash the sand.
Like a deftly cast fishing net, sleep pulls you out of the world and into its dark shore. The rough mesh chafes, tightening around you, it digs into your...
How have things been going for you out there? Helped anyone like...
This bastard isn't even listening to you.
Because you know you are a murderer. A disco music listening psycho killer who offs poor people.
Hear that? You are naive to think he's afraid of his bloodied hands. Soul brother. Oh no, it's much, much worse than that.
We're trying to help you. All these processes, these tortures, voices and...
The last dream will be total annihilation. Cinders peeling off the fuselage. We won't be there to help you anymore, Harry. We will be dormant. You will be naked and alone.
Of hell. An ancient sadness, brother. 10,000 years later.
Everything is so okay. Your eyelids flutter open for a moment. When you close them again, you sense the
last thought in your head before waking is, maybe you shouldn't have seen that stained glass window in the church. the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to it, a small... The water reflects back a vague image of your clean-shaven face. You almost look like a professional.
Yes?
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon, I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer? Oh, that's good to know, I guess. Why is it in the sea? An installation. Us poor people are stupid and don't get installations. All I see is a heap of trash. This actually calls for a funeral, I think. Aye. Feels deserved, don't you think? Falling in the line of duty like that and all. And why so? Our things are part of our life world. They're made with human sweat and they share human history. We should care about...
Life world? Someone's been reading up on last century Gottwaldian philosophers. Play it cool now.
Oh yeah? You won't even be able to get it out of the water before early June. And where are you going to bury it? Take it from someone who's been through a few funerals. It's easiest to just leave them there and let nature take care of it.
That's all we have time for right now anyway. Come back here in June and see how you feel about it then. It's not like it's going anywhere. Yes, that is a pity. But for now, let's focus on the things we do get to do. Like the murder investigation, for example.
Get the drink on. It would be unimaginable for a human female to have sex with a man without alcohol as the master of ceremonies to guide them.
Now, there's a whole shipment of big words. May mankind be plentiful, I guess.
She doesn't even understand. You asked her out. Perhaps you're...
Our tenant, the policeman.
An old door, worn by elements. God.
It's military. A service depot. The washerwoman mentioned a depot at the coast.
It may have been used to serve as an aerostatic battleship in the atmosphere. Or a... just dead and dying locusts, and the slow swaying of surrounding reed. mother of humanism stands above you.
Yes, what is it? I brought them here. These are my machines. Please don't touch.
Great.
The swallow, you mean? What about it? Great. Thanks. I brought them here. These are...
Great.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Still no word, I'm afraid, sir. I know it must be frustrating. Was there anything else you wanted to ask? 57.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio on a hook.
Again? I can't believe this shit.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little...
I've got nothing to say to you.
It's you again. What is it?
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. You slip your fingers under... No. If you want to try again, then you need to...
Equip the pry bar by...
thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
Does Kuno care? Kuno does...
What have you found?
There, in that container you moved, there's something rich in there. We've got to get inside. Then it's time to show you how a master does it. No lock survives around with savvy. You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened since you were last here. If any, step aside, rank and file. Savvy's... Whoa. Watch it. How'd he get in front? Little slime ball. Thank you, thank you. Now, are you ready? It's time to make our entrance. At first, your knock rings hollow on the door. And then... just like that, you hear a click, then a rattle. Some mechanism.
Ahoy! Come on in!
You can't be serious.
The man stands at the far end of the shipping container. It's hard to say anything more about him. You cannot make out any of his details, but the feeling causes all the hairs on your body to stand at attention, like soldiers preparing for review. Something's amiss. The light beams bend around his face and scatter in 1,000 directions. It seems the laws trying to visualize the physics at play is liable to give you an aneurysm. In the general stillness, only your tongue moves, flickering as you utter.
Welcome. Savvy, was it? Make yourself at home. Sorry, I'm not better able to receive you. I wasn't expecting visitors today.
You can't hear him exactly, yet you're able to understand every word he says. It is very strange.
Now, what can I do for you, gentlemen? Who am I? Oh, I haven't been asked that question for such a long time. I don't meet a lot of people outside anyhow. My name is Rustam Diodore, investor, license holder, an extremely high net worth individual.
We've hit the big time. This is the man who's going to make you rich. Always rely on your friendly...
Mr. Diodore, I think there's been some confusion. His name is, in fact, not Savvy. Let's start over. I am Lieutenant Kim Kisoragi of the RCM, and this is my partner...
Pleasure to meet you, Harrier Dubois. I must admit, the name suits you very well.
Oh Lord, not this again. Oh, nothing. It's just that we've got this murder to solve, and yet you go around asking everyone about money. And every time I ask, are you sure this is related to the case, you say, sure, Kim, I think it is. And yet, it never seems to get us any closer.
It's quite alright. I'm used to the question by now. To be blunt, I inherited my fortune. All I did was take her fortune and invest it prudently. Believe it or not, it takes more than a...
Actually, at the level this guy is, it takes several generations to do that. But, alright.
I gotta tell you, at first, being rich is a lot of work. You've got to work hard because everything's so darn expensive. You know, prices increase exponentially at this, but then, once you've reached my position, it's nearly impossible for me not to make money. My assets are... Some of my lower net worth friends say to me, but doesn't that take all the fun out of it? And I tell them, not really. Precisely, Mr. Dubois. You know, I hear people talk sometimes about economic equality and fairness, but tell me, where would we be without liberalism? A nightmare scenario, a world of slavery and violence. Where we are right now, the freedom of mankind can only be derived from the free flow of capital. It is truly, it's almost entirely carefree. It really leaves you time to better yourself spiritually.
Hey, all this talk about money has made you lose the thread. What is going on with the light in this place? That's what you need to ask him about.
What do you mean? Are you talking about my chin? Oh, that's what you mean. Yes, I've heard of this effect, though I've never witnessed it myself, of course. It has something to do with our
The Weiss-Wieserman coefficient is a ratio designed to reflect the difference in net worth between individuals. When the coefficient is close to 1, or 100%, it means one person possesses all the net worth. Among that group of individuals, it's been observed that when the Weiss-Wieserman coefficient for you and this individual appears to be 0.9998, that's not good for you.
Among other things. But calm down. I am but a lowly single-digit billionaire. No, not really. There are actually quite many digits.
I see nothing of the sort. To be frank, all I see is a gentleman who's unusually well dressed for Martinez, in a cargo container, which I admit is odd.
Yes, I imagine that does look strange to you. My container. Traveling. This is a great way to get around. It's fun, it's safe, and it gives me lots of time to think. By the way, let me now ask you a question. Where are we exactly?
In the very, very early days of colonizing this archipelago, the kingdom of Surens, a precursor of a modern Sur-le-Clay, used to own the city of Revachol, an obscure detail in the bigger picture, but still worth dropping.
Revachol. I remember walking its streets as a teenager. There used to be a bowling alley, and it's a shame I can't get out and explore myself. One of the downsides of being an extremely high net worth individual is that mobs of low net worth individuals are constantly banding together to ask for money. There simply aren't enough hours a day to hand out all the handouts. It's like feeding seagulls. There are always more, and they never seem to do anything interesting with it, except more seagulls. Spending money is a matter of desire. I'm sure you agree. I don't have the desire for spending it like that. Smart, you know? It also provides a means to hide from all the targeted advertising we extremely high net worth individuals are constantly subjected to. Luxury yachts, high-fidelity portable radio systems, fail-proof outerwear, and so on. It just gets a bit middle class after a while. A bit bourgeois. Don't get me wrong. They're nice things, but once you achieve a certain level of wealth, your time and mental space become what? No, I didn't say that at all. Being rich is great. Just don't tell anyone I told you that.
Could you please stop asking everyone for money? It does not reflect well on the RCM, and to be perfectly frank, we can't afford to look worse than we already do.
It's perfectly alright. Based on your appearance, I can tell I'm dealing. As you may know, us high net worth individuals do not have a lot of cash on hand. Investments and liquidity are enemies of one another. I think I only have coins for coffee machines. Here is 3 real. How much can you get for this? That's the idea, my friend. You've got to work for the rest. Maybe you can make that money grow. Come up with an investment plan. How's that sound?
If business planning were really your strong suit, you probably wouldn't be a cop.
Go on. Yes. Hold on. Have we met before? No, on second thought, it couldn't have been. Your idea reminds me of a group of young men who came to me a long time ago, calling themselves Fortress Accident. They pitched me and a handful of other investors on an idea for, well, at first everything was rosy. The ideas were solid. They lacked the will to get things done. As their financial situation became, we lost all of our money. High art types never deliver. They're all...
I guess the inordinate amount of time they put into drawing mythical creatures did not generate a return on investment.
Nobody knows for sure, but the place can't be pretty. Sadly, when we got there, it was too late. The concept had run out of steam. What I want to tell you is this. It's a very bad idea. Dead in the water. You seem like a reasonable man, but absolutely not. There it is. I knew it as soon as you did the Milton 32A yard market, you say. Possibly. As I said, I don't carry much money on my person, but do go on. What are you thinking? Yes, the special knock that helps us ultras identify...
The Milton 32.8 knock was created through data sonification.
But I'm getting sidetracked. Tell me about your business proposal. I'm all ears. A painter? I'm always looking to expand into new asset classes. Who's the artist? Not even a pseudonym? Aha! And the name of the piece?
There's no sign of a reaction for a good 3 seconds.
Wonderful things, aren't they? Names. They can completely change your reading of a person, or in this case, before I invest, I need to know more about the work. How do I know this asset is going to...
This is the only question that matters. Fail to come up with an interesting hook, and he's out.
I see. I'll be honest. All I see are splutters that...
Why are you letting this opportunity slip away? Give him a story, an experience. Make...
Please, if there's something I'm missing, I'd love to know what it is. encouraging. That's a word with plenty of...
The obvious answer is to be illustrative. However, he would be much more interested in art that direct. Just tell him the truth. Why does no one ever want to tell the truth?
Seems unhygienic.
His scintillating face shape flashes with an expression that resembles...
But perhaps I judged too quickly. Is there an intelligent reasoning behind the method? So it's an extra-somatic painting, an effort carried out. Perhaps I have been neglecting the triumphs of anatomy.
He ate that right up. Pretty sure you...
Well, I think that settles it. You found the fire, my friend. A pleasure. However, there are a few complications. I don't have the cash on me right now.
Shares. That's even better. You can do a lot with them if you play your cards right.
They're the very unit of capital. You can buy them, sell them, even sit on them if you think it. I bought these shares many years ago for a steal. As predicted, Mauer Cosplay Mercury's operate, which means you could net yourself a considerable profit if you need some immediate liquidity.
Seems like a clever investment. Definitely worth thinking about if you care about your future.
It's a Gotwaldian Ilmaran company that specializes in extracting mercury. Have you heard about it? At the moment, it's trading at more than 1.5 times the Rams using it in their next model. I can't wait for mine to turn up. My predictions...
He's right. The combination of Ream's solid engineering and the new Rudfog Mercury valve, a step forward for technology. Yes, but only for those who can afford it.
Splendid! This is a stock certificate. Well, a photocopy of one.
The light around the individual in front of you changes somehow as you take the scroll. You can't figure out what the Weiss-Wiesmann coefficient for you and this individual.
That concludes our part of the transaction. Once you've turned over the asset, my people, another deal complete. Welcome to the big leagues! If you haven't already, I'd advise you to consider hiring a personal brand strategist. What don't they do? They practically do everything from spotting. Unfortunately not. I only know the ones who work with multi-millionaires and beyond. But they...
Here's an avant-garde proposal. What about Idiot Doom Spiral? He used to hustle and hang out. Oh, and we should see what this net worth can do. Might score a discount, or better yet.
So, what's next on the agenda? It was a real pleasure. Sadly though, my current lifestyle prevents me from remaining. Farewell, friend, and may your...
The pearlescent paper adamantly resists being held open. It demands struggle at both ends. Feisty little thing. But don't worry, it's under control. Devious use of swish there. It's a font literally designed to win legal agreements by way of being almost... Inside an oval frame is a grey sketch of a curly-haired girl enthusiastically riding an industrial drill. Each letter is shaped like a laugh line being pulled in a million different directions. They're all grinning at you, pleased with practically being in. Your vision blurs into a haze of dark scribbles. It's like looking at a wrought iron fence through a greasy lens. A bold black mesh curves around the oval image at the top of the... If it does, it remains hidden from you. All you see is there must be some form of logic hidden away in there. The certificate threatens to coil back into itself as you relax a little.